So let's talk about 102 and 103, which are ones that use a product called Cryptool, which requires Windows. So here, you can just play with the Caesar cipher in this Cryptool product, which is a free download, but you have to run it on Windows. So I've got a Windows virtual machine to put it on. If you don't have a Windows machine and you don't feel like setting one up, you can skip these, by the way. You don't have to do, there's a lot of extra credit you see here and there. So you can skip one of these and replace it with another by doing extra credit. You can also make up for quizzes or even the final exam. Usually by the end of the semester, many students don't take the final at all because they already have enough points to get an A without it. So there's tons of opportunity for extra credit. Especially this crypto hack thing. This crypto hack thing is a fantastic British place to practice cryptography. It's full of all sorts of wonderful stuff, and all this is worth extra credit. A whole series of great puzzles that take you right from very easy stuff at the beginning right up to very advanced stuff. It's very nice. You can easily do a lot of those if you want to for extra credit. But anyway, let me start with this crypto hack thing, which was intended to help bank officers learn cryptography, and a lot of people like it. So you get a Windows machine, you download and install this Cryptool thing, and here it is running on my virtual Windows 11. All right, and so for the Caesar cipher, this can do a lot of different encryption systems, but in particular it can do the Caesar cipher. So you click the wizard to use the wizard to do simple things, which is all we need right now. I click the magic wand, and here we are. I'm going to do cryptanalysis. Next. Classic encryption, which means the old-fashioned ones that are no longer secure, but that's what we're starting with, and the Caesar cipher. So when I click next, it's going to set up a Caesar cipher. Now it defaults to German. It's got a bunch of encrypted German here, and if you click next, it will decrypt the German, which turns it into deciphered German, which is still pretty hard for us to read. But the interesting thing is you can see how it did it. It did it by frequency analysis. Here's the frequency of various letters, and it figured out what the shift was from the frequency, and that's fine. But you know, it's probably easier if you put in English. But anyway, that's the game here, and so you can see how to run it. And so I put some challenges to solve here. Like here's something to decrypt. You have to put this in, switch to English, and let it decrypt it with frequency analysis, and you'll then be able to find the author of this famous quote, and that's the person who, that's the name of the flag. Then there's a simple English sentence here with some tricks, and then there's a song lyric, which has even got more tricks because it's so short and repetitive that a lot of the other techniques won't work. So there's a few challenges there to play with the Caesar cipher. And using the same tool, you can also play with the substitution cipher. So let me go to show you this one. If I go back to the wizard, I'll just close this tab and go back to the wizard again. Okay. And now cryptanalysis next, classic. Okay. Cryptanalysis next, classic next. Okay, monoalphabetic substitution. Next, this is where each letter is replaced by something else. So here's some ciphertext, and leave the language set to English and click next. This is a much more difficult task, and you see it doing a lot of calculations here because it's going to try to determine the key. Now notice what it did here. It worked. In cryptography, a substitution cipher is a method of encryption. It figured out how to decipher all that. And here's the key. A, B, C, D, E, F changes to all these letters. So A goes to Y, B goes to A, C goes to N. So as you can see, there's a lot more than 26 possible keys. In principle, there's an enormous number of keys here, like 26 ways the first letter could change, 25 the next letter could change, 24, 23 the next letter. So you get some enormous key space, like 26 factorial, which sounds impossible to crack, but in practice there are ways to crack it for English because the letters are not random in English. Anyway, that's called monoalphabetic substitution cipher, and you can crack it by just frequency analysis, for example. Just counts, since every letter is just replaced by one other letter, all the E's have turned into something, and just whatever the most common letter is, it's probably E or else T. So again, a frequency analysis will get you in, And there are, in fact, a lot of other attacks it uses here. If you read the help page, it does a variety of things like a dictionary attack and a genetic attack and so on. And again, there's a few encrypted things here you can try and decrypt with this tool. And for some of these, you'll have to Google and find other tools. So give those things a try. That'll get you started with the hands-on projects.